All right, boys, Season of the Chosen is here, and with it comes the new seasonal artifact, Bell of Conquest. But more importantly, comes the new seasonal artifact mods. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video. The best seasonal artifact mods that you should unlock, because I know a lot of you, as you earn artifact unlocks, will just be staring at your seasonal artifact wondering which mods you should go with. And you know we don't do 5-minute intros around here, so let's hop right on into this seasonal artifact. As you can see, I already have a few of the columns unlocked, been playing for roughly about an hour or so, had a bunch of bounties saved up, yada yada yada. So for column 1, these are going to be your champion mods. So first up, we have our Overload Bow. Damage by fully drawn arrows disrupt combatants, stunning them, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output, strong against overload champions. Next mod is going to be Unstoppable Pulse Rifle. Aiming down pulse rifle sights loads a high impact burst that stuns unshielded champions, strong against unstoppable champions. Next is going to be Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle. This states scout rifles you are wielding fire shield-piercing rounds that stun barrier champions. Scout rifles deal bonus damage against barrier champions. Next, we have Unstoppable Hand Cannon. Aiming down sights with any hand cannon you are wielding loads a powerful explosive payload that stuns unshielded combatants, strong against unstoppable champions. And the final mod for column 1, we have Overload Submachine Gun. Uninterrupted fire from your equipped SMGs grant bullets that stun combatants, delaying ability energy regeneration and lowering combatant damage output, strong against overload champions. So, for column 1, your best mods, of course, are going to be Overload Bow. We had this a few seasons back, and, well, the ability to draw one singular arrow and immediately stun an overload champion compared to something like Overload Submachine Gun where it takes continuous fire is just much better. So, of course, Overload Bow you're going to want to go with. The next mod from column 1 you're going to want to go with is going to be Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle. This is because besides this, there's only one other anti-barrier champion mod in the seasonal artifact, which we'll talk about in just a second. So, of course, this is kind of a no-brainer. And the final mod for column 1 you're going to want to go with is going to be Unstoppable Hand Cannon. This, in my opinion, I just find Unstoppable Hand Cannon to be better than Unstoppable Pulse Rifle. We've had Unstoppable Pulse Rifle in the past, and people still used Unstoppable Hand Cannon. But at the end of the day, it all depends on what weapons are currently meta for high-level in-game activities, and that will more than likely dictate which mods for this column 1 that you're going to end up going with. Now, getting on to our column 2 and 3 mods, here you are going to find your reload mods, your dexterity mods, and a singular targeting mod. So, column 2, we have Scout and Sniper Rifle targeting. This states improves targeting for Scout and Sniper Rifles. Next up, we have Scout Rifle Loader, increases reload speed of Scout Rifles. Next is Bow Dexterity, faster, ready, and stow speeds for bows. Then we have Sniper Rifle Dexterity, faster, steady, and stow speeds for Sniper Rifles. And the final mod for column 2 is going to be Sidearm Dexterity, faster, ready, and stow speeds for sidearms. Then we have column 3, where we have Unflinching Scout Rifle Aim, reduces flinching from incoming fire while aiming scout rifles. Next is going to be our Sniper Rifle Scavenger. Sniper rifles get bonus reserves when you pick up special ammo. Then we have Bow Reloader, increases reload speed of bows. Then Unflinching Sniper Aim, reduces flinching from incoming fire while aiming sniper rifles. And the final mod for column 3 is going to be Submachine Gun Loader, increases reload speed of submachine guns. I believe I said that these 2 columns contained reload, dexterity, and a targeting mod. Well, it also contains 2 unflinching mods. Now, of course, as we all know, unflinching mods are really only going to be for you PvP players out there, and the same is true for targeting mods. No one is really going to be using targeting mods for PvE. So if you're a PvP player, then more than likely you already got your eye on the Scout and Sniper Rifle targeting, and also the unflinching mods like the Sniper Rifle Unflinching and the Scout Rifle Unflinching if you use Scouts in PvP. But for us PvE players, these 2 columns are kind of lackluster. Of course, you should go with the Sniper Rifle Scavenger because that's just a no-brainer, and the Submachine Gun Loader. But after that, it's really all up to you. It depends on what you use. If you're a heavy sidearm guy and you want to pull out your sidearm faster, then go with this one. If you're a heavy scout rifle user and you want to reload your scout rifle faster, then go with this one. It all depends on what you use. And of course, for anyone wondering, oh, why would I even get these if, you know, Sniper Rifle Scavenger already exists, or if Scout Rifle Loader already exists? It's because all of these mods, excluding the targeting mod, cost 1 energy compared to right here. As you can see, we have a Scout Rifle Loader. If I actually go into my arms, please ignore the terrible stats, and I actually look for a Scout Rifle Loader. As you can see right here, it actually costs 2 energy, and if we go back to the artifact, it only costs 1 singular energy. Yeah, so that's why you should be using these mods compared to just the regular non-artifact mods. Then our next two columns, column 4 and 5, is what I like to refer to as the spicy mods, the mods that cost a little bit more energy but have really good benefits or perks to them. So starting us off, the first mod we have in column 4 is going to be Anti-Barrier Sniper Rifle. This one reads, sniper rifles you are wielding fire shield-piercing rounds that stun barrier champions. Sniper rifles deal bonus damage against barrier champions. And what I really want to focus on here is that last part, the whole sniper rifles deal bonus damage against barrier champions. This is the first time that we've ever had an anti-barrier sniper rifle mod, and as we all know, the most meta gun to use in something like Grandmaster Nightfalls is Izanagi's Burden. If this mod allows a high-level Guardian to one-shot a barrier champion with a ×4 honed edge Izanagi Burden shot, this mod's gonna be, well, pretty much essential if you do Grandmasters. Then our next mod for column 4 is going to be Disrupting Blade. This one reads, landing consecutive hits with any sword you are wielding disrupts combatants, stunning them, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output, strong against overload champions. So we had this mod a few seasons back, and this is just going to allow you to stun overload champions. But as we all know, normally you shouldn't be getting too close to an overload champion, especially in high level in-game activities, unless you pair it with a mod that we'll talk about in column 5. Our next mod for column 4 is going to be Resonance Siphon. Gain stasis ability energy whenever you or a member of your fire team stuns a champion. To be honest, I can't really see this mod being too essential or really even used, because it's not like it guarantees you a specific ability back. I mean, if it guaranteed you, like, you know, your grenade back whenever a champion is stunned, or it guaranteed you your melee back, then yeah, at least you know what you're getting. But as of right now, we're not really too sure how much energy it gives, and more than likely, because it only costs 2 energy, it's not going to be giving a massive amount of energy back. Next up, we have Surge Detonators. This is going to read, arc grenades disrupt combatants, stunning them, delaying ability regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output, strong against overload champions. Now, when it comes to this is just your basic run-of-the-mill overload nade that we're used to pretty much every season. They just change which subclass it works on. So this time around, it works on arc subclasses. And then our final mod for column 4 is going to be Inferno Whip. This one reads, solar melee abilities stun unshielded combatants, strong against unstoppable champions. We've seen this mod before. This mod is going to be for all you Well of Radiance warlocks out there, or you bottom tree gunslingers with your Celestial Nighthawks. This is just going to help you all out when it comes to high level in-game activities. And then our final column, column 5, our first mod we have is Focusing Lens. This one reads, your light abilities do bonus damage to combatants affected by stasis. Now, if this is what I'm thinking it is, where we could potentially freeze or just affect any sort of boss, ultra champion with any of our stasis abilities, and then, you know, something like a Movius Quiver comes in, or a Golden Gun, or just anything like that, then yeah, this might actually be huge. But because it only has 3 energy, I don't think it's going to be that big, considering that if it was like your weapons whenever you're on a light subclass do bonus damage to an enemy affected by stasis, then yeah, I could see this being big. But normally you can tell if a mod is going to be really powerful or not by just looking at its energy, and this one's only 3, so I really don't see it being that useful. Now, our next mod for column 5 is going to be Passive Guard. Passive Guard reads, receive less damage from combatants that are close to you while you are wielding a sword. Now, remember the mod I said that you would need to pair with Disrupting Blade? Well, this is that mod. This mod is essentially going to allow you to survive multiple close range attacks that would normally one-shot you, or stomp mechanics from bosses. We had this mod a few seasons back, and this mod is extremely good. I highly, highly, highly recommend this mod, especially because swords, even after the nerf, are still going to be extremely useful, and Passive Guard is going to make them that much more effective. Now, the third mod for column 5 is going to be Glacial Inheritance. This one is going to read, defeating targets with your stasis super refund super energy. Did you like going up against stasis supers in PvP? Because if you did, congratulations, you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of them with this mod. Now, depending on how much super is refunded is going to depend on how useful this mod is going to be, but more than likely, any sort of extra super ability regeneration for stasis is going to be useful, especially inside of Crucible and or PvP. Now, our second to last mod for column 5 is going to be Sundering Flare. This is going to read, rapid precision hits against distant combatants, weaken them for a short duration. Now, Sundering Flare is interesting because if it's going to work anything like, let's say, Oppressive Darkness, where one person could potentially, you know, rapidly land precision hits against a target from a distance, and then, you know, let's say the rest of the team also gets a, you know, big damage buff to that target, then this mod is going to be massive, especially because of the whole precision hits. Normally, boss fights involve some sort of divinity, and divinity makes a massive precision target. So let's say, you know, you're fighting Tanick's final phase, and let's say someone is using this mod with their precision frame shotguns, and now it's providing a damage buff to the entire team. Well, this mod's gonna be massive. I am gonna do some testing with this mod to see just how good it is, because if it literally is just an Oppressive Darkness, but you can just activate it with your weapon by just landing precision shots, then this mod is going to be pretty much essential. As we all know, Oppressive Darkness was pretty much essential. So this mod's interesting. Let's put it on the back burner. I'll have a video out in a few days testing it out. And our final mod for column 5 is going to be Volatile Conduction. This mod reads, grants bonus arc super damage if cast while critically wounded, lasts until the end of the super activation. So I mean, if you're a major arc subclass user, then by all means this mod's going to be for you. Or if you run Landfall, where if all your abilities are fully recharged and you pop your super, then it lasts longer. If you pair that with this, you'll probably have a super that lasts like, you know, 5 minutes straight. And I'm not too sure, but I mean, if you like running arc subclasses, then of course this mod's going to be for you. So now that we've covered these 2 columns, which ones do I recommend? Of course, anti-barrier sniper rifle is going to be huge, just simply for the sniper rifle bonus damage against barrier champions if you're rocking something like Izanagi's Burden, because remember, this mod does go on your arms and not the weapon itself. Next up, of course, I am going to recommend Disrupting Blade for the overload ability to your swords, especially when paired with Passive Guard, which is going to be the next mod that I actually recommend you picking up. And then the next mod I recommend picking up is going to be Sundering Flare. Like I mentioned, I am going to have a video out on this in a few days once I unlock it and actually do some testing with it. And besides that, the other mods for this column is going to depend on you, depending on what activity you're doing and depending on what subclass you're running. So you can take a look through here. If they seem like they're going to be beneficial to you, then pick them up. And yeah, that's pretty much your entire seasonal artifact. If anything changes that I mentioned, you know, that might be good, that turns out it's not good, or if anything that I didn't mention turns out to be really good, I will have a pinned comment down in the comment section. So check down there if you're watching this a little bit later in the season to see if anything has changed. I will keep it updated down there. With all that being said, if you are new around here and you want to keep up to, I'm not going to bore you with all that. If you're new and you like the videos, then feel free to subscribe. We're on the road to 100K and world domination. If you enjoyed the video and you like these, you know, kind of quick glances at the seasonal artifact whenever the season starts, then feel free to drop a like. I know some people are like, you don't even have the seasonal artifact unlocked. How do you know it's good? It's like over like 75% of these mods we've seen before, and we already know how they work. And unless Bungie magically nerfs them, which they never have, then it's still going to be as good as it was the prior season that we had it. So I know what I'm talking about. I don't think I've ever gotten an actual mod wrong that I said was going to be good and then it turns out it wasn't good. That's never happened. I've normally pretty correctly predicted which mods are going to be meta for the season. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, then feel free to drop a like on it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.